After what I saw today, I hope that Donald Trump does not become our president.
I wouldn't say I'm a Trump supporter, but I never really had hate for him. So to see him shot, I actually kind of prayed that he was okay.
Check, check, check. Mic check.
Coming at you from the nation's capital.
So what are we doing here today?
Doing a little bit of sightseeing. Talking to the great people of our nation. The great people, it's the only kind of people we have, the greatest people. Trying to get a sense for how people are feeling. What are they thinking? How is the State of the Union affecting people? What do they have to say for themselves?
Washington, D.C.
And you'll notice halfway up,
You got to talk in the mic, love.
you'll notice halfway up, there's a difference in the color of the bricks.
Yeah, what's that about?
I actually can't remember. My grandma would be really mad at me right now. There's something to do with its construction and materials and supply chain issues, I think, even back then.
Let's go look around. Check it out. See what's about. Right up to this thing.
Touch it. Smell it.
Look at that. Oh. It's like a crystal.
Yeah. Some kind of quartzy. I can't
Some
remember.
sort
what
of
it's called.
mason quartz. All right, yeah, come here.
Okay, so awesome to see you guys
dude?
out in our
Yeah, what's
nation's
up, what's up?
capital. Let me start off by asking you people, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Southeast DC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also from Southeast DC.
Okay.
Where you from?
DC, Southeast.
Excellent. Born and raised. I love it. You've been here your whole life?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you feel like it has changed in the past, I don't know, like 10 years?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
I'm only 16, so like
Okay.
I don't really know for real.
Fair enough.
To me, back it up. I feel like it's been getting a little bit more dangerous. It's
You
been
think
a lot
so?
of
Yeah.
rise in crime and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's what. Come here, dude. What you think changed in the past 10 years?
Nothing.
Same old DC.
More killing.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you guys plan on sticking around DC? You're young. You got the world in front of you. You could stay. You could go.
No, I think I'm gonna move to Atlanta.
Move to Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah.
Atlanta's nice. Atlanta's a big hub.
I hope to like go somewhere pretty far for college, just
Okay.
to go out and explore, so I could just see a different area. Cause I'm so used to DC, I just feel like I need a refresher, somewhere just as far as possible.
Change of pace.
Yeah.
New scenery.
I feel like I need a refresh. Like I'm getting too kind of comfortable here in DC. I just need like I don't want to say harder life, but like just new obstacles to go
New
through.
challenges.
More calmer life, yeah, like a calmer life type of.
What's some issues in D.C.?
All right, we got gun violence. We got what else we got?
Carjackings. It's a lot of stuff. Like in my area, it's a lot of just noise, like all the time. It's always so many people just making noise and stuff like that. It just don't feel safe to me no more.
Yeah, I think that too. I think
So
that's it.
how often is that happening?
Every day. It's probably something happening right now.
Yeah, I don't want to say every day, but it's like a lot, often.
And that's in South D.C.?
East, Southeast.
Southeast
I mean,
DC?
It's all the way up to Northeast, Northwest. I wouldn't say in this part, but like
For sure.
all throughout DC, mostly. From Northwest all the way down to Southeast. It's crazy.
Can you leave your car unlocked? Do you feel like you can leave your car unlocked?
Hell no, nah.
Okay.
I wouldn't even do that.
Can you leave your car at all?
Yeah, it depends on where you park it at. I mean, but anything can happen anywhere. So like, yeah.
Yeah, so ask.
How
Go
do you
ahead.
think this affects your day-to-day life, like in terms of your routine, your decisions, what you feel like you can do day to day?
I mean, I feel like it doesn't really affect anything except like everywhere I go, I gotta kind of look over my shoulder. Even though nobody not looking for me, I still gotta,
Yeah.
make sure I'm aware of my surroundings.
I just feel like it kind of impacts the way you live, like day to day. Like my brother here drives, so whenever he tries to park his car somewhere, he has to worry about whether or not this area is safe.
Yeah.
Whether or not he could just leave it here, and it's a lot of things.
What do you guys think about Trump getting shot?
I mean, I don't really care about politics like that,
Yeah.
cause like he don't really got nothing to do with me. But like,
Did that change how you felt about him?
no, not really, cause I don't want to sound like I don't really care about him for real.
Either way,
Like,
man.
I don't really care for real. I hope he get better.
I wouldn't say I'm a Trump supporter, but I never really had hate for him. So to see him shot, I actually kind of prayed that he was okay. And I feel like he wasn't the best president. He does have some downsides towards his view towards certain things, but he's still like, at the end of the day, he's trying to make something better. He's trying to make some type of peace. And at the end of the day, I respect it. But
I think they should make me the president.
There you go.
Make you the president?
Yeah.
Okay, what would you do?
Let me see.
Make things better.
I'll make like more programs for the youth to stay out of trouble.
Nice.
Let me see. I make stuff a little bit cheaper because I know DC kind of expensive to live in.
You guys like Kamala?
Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Do
you trust her?
I don't know too much about her
I don't really
either.
know too much about her.
Really?
But I don't feel as though she would be a good president.
Why not?
I mean, as vice president, she didn't really do too much. Like, you never really heard Kamala Harris fighting for this or fighting for that. She was just a name that you heard in the beginning of the election.
Yeah, she was just
When
there.
Biden first went into office, all you heard was female vice president. So everybody was, wow, oh my God. But now that she's trying to run for president, it's just like, I don't really know too much about her because I never really heard her name before.
What do you think about her having Megan Stallion at a concert?
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that's kind of crazy, but like I see what she tried to do there because Megan Thee Stallion got a big hold on the black community, so like, it's kind of a smart thing to do, but like,
At the same time, it just was kind of childish on her part.
You think it was cringe?
yeah, definitely cringe, yeah, definitely.
I think you're in good company with that. A lot of people are kind of maybe a little put off, just kind of like,
But like out of all artists, you choose a female rapper who protests towards, shaking her body. It's just,
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Do you think that's kind of like an insult to people?
Well, I mean,
Like they think that's what's gonna get you?
I mean, some people might have fell for it. We don't know.
like out of everybody, I can understand like a rapper that's actually protesting something important, but just some girl who just raps all day about a whole bunch of nonsense. I can understand why some people say it's disrespectful. Like, out of all the artists, you choose the one that you feel as though connects to ghetto black people, so that
That's
they can
right.
get our vote.
Yeah, we got to do better.
What about walk it like you talk it? Has anyone ever said that ever?
Nah, that's not unless they singing a song.
She
about
said
Migos.
it's just like they say, I'm gonna walk it like I talk it or whatever.
No,
like,
yeah,
that's
I think she trying too hard.
Yeah, I've never heard nobody say nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's amazing. One more question. Does Trump having felonies or whatever, does it make you not want to vote for him?
I'm not old enough to vote anyway. But like,
If you could vote.
I definitely feel like his criminal history should have an effect on him running for president. Because I think that's kind of crazy. Like, if it was any other person and they did half the stuff he did,
Yeah.
they would still be in jail. He gets special treatment because he's the president. But at the end of the day, I don't really care because I don't care.
I feel as though it would kind of impact my vote towards him, but at the same time, he's human. Like, everybody makes mistakes, and I see how he gets some type of special treatment. But at the end of the day,
Do you think they're attacking him, like we're trying to get him arrested and get
yes and
Russian
no.
collusion, impeachment, all that?
he deserves it for some of the things that he does, but at the same time, it's a little extra. Like,
I feel like he should get the treatment that anybody else would get if they did what he did.
Yeah, I just feel as though it's a lot of extra hate there, but most of it is well placed. I'm not.
Who do you think's more racist, Joe Biden or Trump?
I don't know. I feel like I seen a video of Joe Biden saying the N-word like a minute ago. It was like a long time ago. He said it with the hard R. But I feel like, I don't know.
He said Joe Biden said poor kids are just as bright and smart as white kids. So he basically said if you're non-white, you're poor. That's what his brain was doing.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But
You didn't hear that?
no, I didn't hear that. I don't pay attention to politics like that.
I
That's
see
crazy,
them,
right?
I see them as both as equally like, I wouldn't say racist, but
He says
just,
he loves black people.
I feel like they're
Trump's-
negligent towards black people.
They're
It's
not
just-
really paying attention.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they try to like make it. They try to protest that they are like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love black people, but at the end of the day, they don't know nothing about
Yeah,
us.
it don't never go nowhere.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Well, guys, I think
Dude,
you
that was
do a
awesome, man.
lot for
Thank you.
being young and saying you're not all that political. I actually think you guys are really, really sharp, paying a lot of attention around you.
Thank
I
you.
hope you get to Atlanta and stretch your wings and, explore all those other challenges. I think you'll do awesome.
All right, thank
We
you.
really appreciate your time.
What's your YouTube channel?
Just look up Kyle Youngman BJJ. So
That's a-
I need
that's
to
a
change
lot.
the name, but Kyle Youngman. Just
Well,
Kyle Youngman. Just
KYLE.
like young man. Yeah,
Yeah.
KYLE, young man.
And then young man. And right now, all that I think content is jujitsu. So we have a jujitsu gym,
Do
and
you know jujitsu?
yeah,
Fight style, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like grappling, like chokes and stuff.
Oh, is this one
But-
right here?
Yeah.
With somebody fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually me.
I'm gonna subscribe. I got it.
Nice.
Thank you, buddy.
But like we're kind of, you know, like you, we've never been super political, but there's all these doings, and I want to pay more
I've
attention.
always wanted to start a channel. We just said, hey, we're
I'm
going to go out to
super
DC. We're going to do
curious.
it.
Like, I'm super curious how people think and feel because I'm in my own little bubble, and I want to know outside of my own like tiny world.
Because you can't believe what the media says. They say, oh, like, you know, Kamala Harris has all this support. Maybe she doesn't. You know.
And then,
They're
you know,
lying.
on the flip side of that, people say Trump is X, Y, and Z, and who knows? I don't know, but I want to find out.
That was awesome, guys.
Anyway, thanks for
Hey,
your
thank
time,
you.
fellas.
Appreciate y'all.
Awesome. Enjoy your
See ya.
day. So, first, where are you guys from?
I'm from Minnesota.
I'm from Iowa.
Nice. Okay, what brings you to DC?
I'm living here for my job, so just coming to visit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here to visit him.
Okay, fabulous. Are you planning on moving down here anytime soon?
No.
Okay.
I'm planning to move back home.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you planning to move back home because you don't like it here, or because you were planning on moving back home anyway?
Yeah.
The second one.
I was gonna go home anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. So, how are you finding DC?
It's good.
You like
Yeah,
you
really
so
good.
far so good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. There's a lot more trees than I thought there would be.
Nice. Yeah. Do you feel like the pressure cooker of the local politics, or does it not really affect your day to day?
No.
I haven't noticed too much of it to begin with, so it hasn't really had a huge impact.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion about the State of the Union, the candidates, the process so far?
Not really.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. You're allowed to have no opinion.
Yeah.
That's fine. Is there any one thing that either of the candidates could propose that would get you more on their side or more interested?
I'm a big environmental person, so anything
Right
they can say to help just kind of the state of the EPA would be great. But
Right on. Yeah, absolutely. Is there any aspect of environmental protection that interested you most? For example, like the energy sourcing or pollution?
yeah, obviously climate change is a huge
Climate change.
factor in everything going on right now, but sustainable energy is definitely on the rise, so I want to see some candidate, whoever, do something with that. But
Okay. And is there any policy in terms of sustainable energy that you feel like would be most productive or that you'd like to see put forward?
maybe just a requirement for states to implement it more, to be honest. So we'll get more people aware about it and
That'd be a good start, right? Something.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything you want to ask?
So, what do you think about Trump getting shot?
All right.
That was I didn't believe the news when I saw my buddies were like texting me. I was like, yeah, but that was wild. Yeah.
Talk close to that.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. That was wild.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think that how do you think the Secret Service did with that?
Seems like they didn't quite do their job.
Do you
but
think they dropped the ball?
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, how could they not have let
Well,
that happen? Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's kind of a big oopsie.
that's their one job.
Right.
Yeah.
And the woman who was in charge who resigned, did you think her resignation was appropriate?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your one job, and you didn't do it. Yeah.
That's kind of a big mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, understood. No.
Do you guys like Kamala Harris right now? Is that an appealing candidate to you guys?
No comment.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what you'd really like to see is a candidate who has reasonable policies to prioritize environmental concerns, and anybody who wanted to put that foot forward would be a plus in your eyes. Is that fair?
Personally, yeah.
Right on, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right. So, what's the biggest environmental thing that you'd like to see changed?
I mean, she kind of brought that up earlier. I said climate change and renewable energy, but
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoy your trip down here, and we really appreciate your time. And I hope you have a great rest of your time here at the nation's
Yeah.
capital.
Thank you.
And
It's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah,
it was
nice to meet
super
you guys.
nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you. Thanks for the time, guys.
Thank you.
Right on. Did you think the Secret Service dropped the ball on that one?
I think it was.
Do you think it was intentional?
Yeah, I think it was kind of stagey, stagey looking.
Yeah.
It just looked. It just kind of looked. I don't know.
Did it look like contrived to you?
It looked like he had too much time to set up and everything else. Yeah.
So right away you saw it and you were kind of like, this is awfully convenient.
I just didn't know what to think, really. I thought it was just I don't know. I think he's maybe trying to get the upper hand, maybe in a way staging something. But who knows? I think if somebody really wanted to take like a hit at him, they would have like really taken the hit. Who knows? But yeah.
Do you think the media coverage of local events in general is fair and accurate?
No.
Okay. So, where are you guys from?
Jersey.
Jersey? Okay, fabulous. So, are you here just visiting, sightseeing?
We're here on work.
Yeah, I was here for work, but we stayed an extra day to take it in.
Oh, fabulous. What line of work are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
Construction.
Construction. Okay, cool. There's so many people involved in local politics here. I'm always curious if people who are here for work are in that field. So, do you have an opinion about local politics? Do you know who you're voting for?
I don't know.
I do.
My company contracted with the Air Force and with all of your public buildings, like your schools, your firehouses, your police stations, your anything public, recreational. So I guess in that regard, you keep us employed. I'll vote for whoever keeps my job secure. So.
I'm voting for anyone but Trump.
No, I can totally appreciate that, and I appreciate your forthcomingness. Is there anything that has got you most excited about Kamala Harris as a candidate?
No, not really.
Okay.
I don't really know too much about her yet.
I float in between the lines, and I just kind of steer away from riffraff. So I'm at the point where I just hope that we're not like doomed forever.
What'd you guys think of Megan Stallion being at Kamala Harris's like rally and they're doing all the twerking and everything
I didn't
to
even
try to
see
like
that.
get? You guys didn't see
Silly.
that?
No, what
It's
was
kind of
that?
silly.
You know
No,
Megan Stallion, right?
Yeah.
Just hearing about that. It's
She did like a twerk show and everything for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
It's kind of silly.
That's not appropriate.
And she was like trying to talk more black to like reach out to black voters. And she was like, it's like we say, you walk it like you talk it or something like that. And do you feel like she tried to present as like Indian and now she's like trying to be black right now to kind of get voters on her side?
Honestly, I haven't really seen too much about what's going on recently, so yeah, I'm not a good person to ask.
That's okay. Is there an alternative Democratic candidate that you may have voted for in a primary if there had been a primary?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's an
Who's
interesting
that young
question.
billionaire? I liked him back early on.
Who'd you say?
The young billionaire.
Vivek Ramaswamy?
Yeah, he's like my size. He's, I guess, darker skin, but he's super intelligent.
Very smart.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's not on the Democratic side, but.
But if he had been, that might have been a candidate you'd be
More about
interested
the people than it is about like the politics. You know, you got to follow the person, and that's what's crazy is they're trying all kinds of just crazy tactics to try and get votes, and it's silly.
So you're more of like looking at actually what the candidate is talking about instead of just what letter is behind their name.
Absolutely, yeah. I think most people are that way. The fanatics are obviously on either side, but really, if somebody shows up and just kind of represents America appropriately, then they're going to get voted for because that's what we really deep down want. You know, someone who guards our interests but protects us from foreign nations. You know, at the same time.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I got a question. I appreciate what you guys said. I was just curious. I have my own reasons why why I don't like Trump and some of the things he's done, especially in the way he handled like COVID and towards the end of his term. Right. I'm just curious, like, why don't you like him, or what is he not? How does he not impress you?
So I think he divided our country and made everyone hate everyone, and just the division that he gave us, I think was my thing against him.
I actually think he stepped up and did what politicians couldn't do because they have so many people that they have to pay off to get where they're at. He paid for himself to get there, so when he did, he said, "The hell with Rusty, I'm doing it my way," and so they ganged up on him. You remember they tried to impeach him within the first 60 days of office. For what? And did that go anywhere? It was just kind of a slander tactic the entire time on him for his entire stay, and now this whole fiasco that just happened, I don't know. Maybe he could brighten it up. Maybe he could make it go to shit, but who knows, you know?
Is there anything you think either candidate could do that would unite the country a little bit more?
That's a great question.
Yeah, come across the lines and stop being this whole like left, right, we are better, you're worse thing. Just be like, hey, enough with the drama. Let's just get it done. Like, really.
Yeah.
So more unifying, more cooperation. Do you think that both sides saying how like, oh, this is the end of democracy, if they win, it's the end of democracy, do you think that's helpful? Do you think it's harmful? Do you have an opinion?
That's harmful. I mean, really, they're not going to break the Constitution. That sets it all up, you know, like all of this yanter going back and forth, it's not going to really do anything but just hurt people. So let's just try and just get to the middle and find a path, you know, get over it. It's kind of silly being this much drama.
What do you think about the Trump assassination attempt?
who dropped their guard. Really, I'm a security officer. I'm a licensed security officer. So even on like private police sector, everyone has a post. Everyone's got duties. Everyone's got procedure. Somebody screwed up big time for that to happen because nobody should have been climbing up a wall and getting on a rooftop without someone noticing. So that's kind of sketchy. From a tactical standpoint, that should not have happened.
Unless it was staged.
So that's really interesting. So a lot of people are saying it's staged, but like how would that work? So is it that some people are even taking it so far as that he let them shoot his ear? Like, would that be pretty crazy? It's like saying,
I don't know.
hey, I'm going to take the chance to like let you miss my head, right? Do you think that's like, or do you think it was more like WWE, like he had some ketchup or something he puts on his head? Like,
wait, hold on. Didn't 2 people die from this occasion?
That's also what I'm going to say too.
So
So
that
like,
must have been a high velocity projectile. So that means it must have come from far away, like a rifle round. Because if it goes through you into somebody else and goes through them, that's not just a regular shot, you know?
Yes.
That's kind of a sketchy thing to be like, all right, aim for my ear. Like, I don't know.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's insane. Like you missed by like a couple inches. No,
So when you say stage, like, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm just like.
It just feels funny. Like something feels off about it.
Right.
Like why'd they let this guy on the roof? You know, like obviously there was reports that the guy on the roof had been seen by locals. They told police about
civilians
it.
were pointing him out, and actually the officers in charge weren't doing anything about it. They're like, "What's that guy doing there?" I don't know. Like, so, yeah, that is true though. I did hear that.
Do you think it was appropriate for the head of the Secret Service to step down?
It's a great question.
I guess that was a maneuver, probably political. Obviously, he had to do something because that's like I said, like that's like a 1 + 1 = 2 kind of like protection area. You don't screw that up, and if you do, someone has to get fired. I think that's what that is. That's probably.
Do you think that the inclusion of more women on the force of the Secret Service was impactful in the outcome of the day's events?
I think they do their job just as good as boys do, and I don't think that it matters either way because their training obviously precedes them. So. They're going to do what they're trained to do. That's a high level at that point. So,
do you think that it hurts women's chances of advancement in other fields to have their integrity and their performance ability questioned in this way?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, they're going to do the same job. I mean, a bullet's a bullet. It doesn't matter who it's fired from. They used to say back in the African conflicts that a bullet fired from a 12-year-old is just as effective as that in an adult. So. And same thing with men and women. You know, if they do their job accordingly, they should get rewarded for it and promote.
They're like physically smaller. Like they maybe could have been like bigger to cover Trump's body. You know what I mean? Like you are literally a bodyguard.
Well, what I mean is that a woman of equal capability to a man should be given the same opportunity. And do you think that highlighting?
You need big women. That's all I'm for.
One's in Beverly Hills Cop 2, the 6
Do you think that highlighting an individual's failure makes it harder for other women who are qualified to succeed and progress in their field?
Highlighting it? Yeah, there's no need to. I mean, there's obviously things happen. And it happens across the board, like men, women, doesn't matter race. So if you're just going to showcase something that was a mistake, you're almost like promoting the negativity of that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is it promoting negativity?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. For sure.
Do you feel like, as a woman, that you've ever been discriminated against, either professionally or personally?
Oh yeah, for sure, professionally. Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you what field you're in?
Well, I was in aquaculture, and I did like all of the office operations and stuff. But my boss, like, I was there from the time I got out of college until I was there for 20 years. So, my boss at the time, treated me, and like I had to prove to him. And after about 10 years there, I worked my way up, and he finally, I feel like, trusted me and respected me. So, but it took a long time.
Do you feel like it took you longer to gain that confidence and the respect that you earned compared to?
For sure. Yeah.
Is there anything you think that either candidate could do that would perhaps advance a little bit more equality between the genders, between everybody, and make things a little bit, like you said, more unified?
Yeah, I just don't know what that is.
What could Trump do to win you over?
Nothing. I hate him.
Appeal to the sensitivity of women and understanding and respecting their role and their play in not only history but the household. Going that route, maybe opening up to just somebody else. It's not my way or the highway. Just think of it like almost like come across the table a little bit. I know he's got a lot of shooting at him, so I would be the same way. Any man would. Any man who's got people shooting at him would come back guns blazing. But he's got to play the game. So play the game like they do, but play it better.
Yeah.
Come across the table.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Anything else you want to follow up with?
No, that was great. That was awesome. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
It was
I
good.
really appreciate your time.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, man. This is good stuff. Go ahead.
I
Say
guess
what you're gonna say.
the whole you guys having encountered a lot of people who really like to have no comment, don't want to say. That's almost like them being scared or regressing to say like, hey, I don't want to give my comment because I'm afraid of what's going to come from it. It's like you should care about how you feel as an American and what you think the future holds, rather than caring about what someone else thinks about your opinion. It's kind of, if we come to that point, I don't know. Maybe the people just need a little smack in the ass. I don't know.
Do you think we've gotten to a point where people are worried about their job security or their social network?
Yeah.
If they actually express their true opinions, they might have negative consequences.
Yeah, I think the baby boomers for sure. That's like my entire, like I'm the youngest of 7, and my older siblings are like 20 years older than me, and anywhere from 15 to 40 years older than me. Their Facebook, their profile and the platform they're on makes so much more sense to them, and that's more of their focus than literally their job performance. It's nuts. Like, it's crazy too, and that's just the generation. So, what you should do? Get more people that are, say, like 35 younger voting, because their opinions, they actually are thinking straight. The ones that are above, they're doing it for, I guess, the peer influences. If that's true. Baby boomers took over Facebook.
Definitely.
Yeah, like.
I've heard it said that, amongst friends or at work, you should steer clear of talking about religion or politics. But then I've also heard it said that no, we should be able to talk about these things in a friendly way where we can actually exchange ideas, not offend each other, and just understand that people have different opinions. Do you think it's better to avoid the subjects, or do you think that we should aim to be able to engage in a friendly and collegial way?
I wonder how you feel about that.
So I remember from Trump and Biden when they were running against each other, and everybody's posting shit on Facebook, and so many people fought, and I lost so many friends on Facebook. And I think it's best just to not post anything, and not talk about it at work. Yeah.
Do you think if your friends basically leave you because of your political views, were they really your friend?
No, not at all.
There you go.
I told my mom that because my mom posted a lot on social media, and she lost so many people in her life, high school friends.
That's really sad.
Yeah, and she was so upset. And I'm like, Mom, they don't belong in your life anyway if they're going to leave you over something so stupid. So.
Do you know anyone whose family has had discord or problems because of differences of political opinion?
No.
Money and politics are the same as religion, Like my family, we had lifelong friends. I can remember having Christmas Eve dinners over their houses, and them having theirs over our houses, and then an investment that they joined in went bad, and all of a sudden the friendship was over. And these are people I called aunt and uncle that weren't related to me because I grew up with them, and then poof, they're gone. The same exact thing happened with one going one way politically in the last 20 years and the other one going the other way. My family used to have lots of friends. We used to have big parties. Now we're down to just us. Why? Because there's always something to piss each other off about, and it's always going to come down to either money if you're involved, if not politics and religion. And even though we're a predominantly Catholic area, you still find that one come up every now and then. But politics truly is oh, I can't be friends with you because what? Just have your way and I have my way. We're both in the same social status, we have the same demographics, but why can't you have your opinion and mine without us hating each other? Doesn't make sense.
Because everybody wants to try and convince each other to go their way.
That's the problem with the whole structure, is that it's set up to either lead this way or lead that way, fraternity A or fraternity B. Why can't it just be, hey, we just ride the middle line and we're still okay with that? There's never been an independent candidate in how long? How many years?
Hundreds, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't even actually know the history on it because it's been so long. Yeah. I've heard it said that politics is becoming a religion, and people are really putting their faith in one side or the other, and then they're committed to that side. Do you think that's true?
I would say so. By the way that my family has adjusted over the years due to politics. I mean, we switched our entire candidacy. We went from being registered Republican to registered Democrat just so we could hold local office. We had to literally change over just to hold local office. And then from there, the politics got too surreal, and it was almost just forget about it. But that was just one adjustment of many that came all from political viewpoints, all from political standards. So it's sad. I don't even watch news anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
It's trash.
Yeah, that's why I don't know anything about what were you saying about her rally or whatever that she had.
Oh, the Megan the Stallion, I think they're calling her, Megan the Stallion.
Yeah.
She was doing kind of a twerk show for Kamala. They were saying coochies for Kamala or hoes for Harris.
Oh, Jesus.
That's retarded.
That's
Really.
That's
Come
the
on.
way our country's going.
I would love it if we had a little bit more dignity on both ends, right?
Definitely.
I would actually like to know from you guys, from your report, where you go with that whole thing with people declining to answer because they care more about their personal viewpoint and the age group. Like, so the younger kids probably are all like free to express, but the older ones are like inhibiting themselves. I'd like to know from yours, like if you're doing a report, show like the end, hey, like this is what we've seen coming across real people in real time, not the shit you see on the news, you know, the crap. Whatever.
I think that's a great suggestion. It's something we'll definitely do because I would be so interested as well in the statistics in terms of like who's willing to express their opinion and who feels uncomfortable. And if they do feel uncomfortable, I do think we should look at why is that. And, you know, nobody's breaking the law with having an opinion, so why shouldn't you be able to express it?
I feel like, what were you going to say?
No, I was gonna say.
I feel like basically everyone being silent, especially when they know something's not right or it feels not right, is like how atrocities take place. Like, you know, dictators take over because everybody, the good side just stays silent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're afraid to speak out because of peer pressure and you know, the fear of the social consequences. Like, oh, my friends will disown me and my family disown me, whatever, right? But if you see something wrong, you should have the courage to kind of speak up, especially the men in the country. You know what I mean? They need to lead better.
One last question. We talked earlier about the news maybe not giving us a full representation or a fair representation of what's actually happening. Do you think there's anything the average news source could do that would get your confidence back?
No.
Done.
Well, and going back to his his comment that he made, you know, like American people, they have the strive to want to believe in something. Like they say, like, you know, in those movies, the Marvel movies, they're implementing us ever so slightly, but they say with great strength comes great responsibility, right? So if you have the ability to act, you should, you know, as moral like capacity. So it's almost like those little inseminations that are coming to our country, the men, like you say, that should step up, my age pretty much. I feel like, yes, if there was a fight, I'd by all means step up. But someone has to kind of like point the direction of that fight because we don't really, like your research is doing great because you're going to find out where the true evil lies. But really, that's like the pinpoint. We all believe it in that moral standard. We're all proud to be American, right? We all step up when the time needs, like the 9/11 standard. Well, right now, we just need to know how to step up to stop all this nonsense. You guys find it, I'll surely stand behind you guys and get in line ready to fight for you, for sure.
Well, I appreciate that, and we're with you, and I agree with you. I think that unity is what we need. We need to come together and start cooperating on more things, and I think ultimately we all want what's best for everybody. Right. And, you know, with a few, like, actually evil people aside, I think most people do want what's in the best interest of the average American, and the question is, we may disagree on how to get there, but we want what's best, and if we could all talk about it, maybe we'd actually make some progress. Right. So thank you guys so much for your time.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Really
appreciate it.
You
guys have a great rest of your day.
You guys have a card. I don't have my wallet. I give him a card.
Yeah, for sure.
Right
Also,
on.
one more thing: is the Earth round or flat?
How could? All right. So have we not gone to the moon? Have we not have satellites orbiting us? Like, aren't we circular in nature? Like,
isn't it funny that that's even a question?
I mean, is that real? Is that like a real? People really think we're flat? Like we're just gonna just fall off?
You would be surprised at what people say.
This is cool. And this has got your this is math.
Matt Nicolai.
Oh, Matt Nicolai. Okay, cool.
The funny thing is
cool.
we started
Nice to
asking
meet
that question because we were shocked at the answers we were getting. And we were like, well, we're gonna.
They believed it. Like they're
Some
into it.
people think it's flat, and it's wild. It's a wild world out there. And I know. And like, I don't know how to handle it, but I do think it's part of the average media type of source losing people's confidence and they start questioning everything.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden everything's
Good
up for
point. Express that if you got a chance. If you have a big audience, express that because there is definitely an agenda with news media. They want to be the most powerful. They literally say we pride ourselves on swaying elections because they have the ability to do that. Don't listen to ever the bullshit that comes through. You know, check your sources, check multiple sources, but like don't just believe what you see in a car. Like my family used to say, you're one of those kids that watches those infomercials and after they tell you all about it, you're like, I'm sold. That's the best product on the planet. We need one. Like, I am guilty of the same thing. So please, if anything, look around before you have an opinion. Because the Earth being flat, okay, then how do satellites work? I mean, how do we globally connect the planet? You know, like because
it's a good
flat.
question.
Good question, man.
Well,
All right, guys.
Appreciate you
Thank you so much.
guys.
Appreciate
Enjoy
it.
the
Yep.
city.
See ya.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
See ya. Going in the metro area now, DC.
That was a beat.
All right, let's go. Go ahead.
My views,
The hot take.
listen, After what I saw today, I hope that Donald Trump does not become our president. After going to the Capitol and seeing what happened or could have happened on January 6th, my heart goes out. I do not want to see Donald Trump ever become president of the United States. That's all I have after my visit to Washington, D.C. today.
Well, I know
Hey,
a
guys.
lot of people share that opinion. Thank you for your time.
God
Have a
bless you
great
guys.
trip.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was great.
Where at least I know how